Okay, so now we're going to talk about dividing fractions. Okay, while I was marking your work, one of the common errors is that you forget to flip or to find the reciprocal of the divisor. Okay, so let's just do some vocabulary. Although these are fractions, you can still look at this as the dividend or the fraction that is to be divided by the divisor. So this is the divisor. This whole fraction is the divisor. And this whole fraction is the dividend. Okay? That means it's the fraction that we are going to be dividing. Okay? So what you do first? What are we going to do? First, okay, we keep the dividend the same. 4 over 5. Second, we change the sign from division to multiplication. And for multiplication, we use brackets, okay? So instead of the multiplication sign, we're using brackets so that you get used to it when you do the algebra, okay? And the third thing we do, okay, with the divisor is, okay, so the divisor, we need to get the reciprocal, okay? What is the reciprocal? So if we have 2 over 3, the reciprocal is when we flip it, okay? So the reciprocal would be 3 over 2. Now this is what most of you forgot to do. You remember to change the division to multiplication, but you forgot to do the reciprocal of the divisor. Okay? So all you need to do, take the reciprocal, and now this becomes 3 over 2. And now it becomes a multiplication problem. Okay? So this is now a multiplication problem. Okay? So let's do the same thing. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 2 is 10. Okay? So let's simplify. Okay, so we have 12. Remember, the numerator is first and then 10. And since they are both even numbers, they are divisible by 2. So you have 6 and 5. Now, the only number that can divide 6 and 5 is 1. So that's it. It's already in simple form. So divided by 2, divided by 2, you end up with 6 over 5. Now again, notice, I have 6 and there's 6. 5 and there's 5. Okay? So what is now happening here? The numerator, okay, the numerator is greater than the denominator. That means this is an improper fraction. Okay? Improper fraction means the numerator is greater than the denominator. So improper fractions, we need to make it into mixed number. Okay? What is a mixed number? It just means you have a whole number. Whole number is not a fraction. Okay? Whole number and a fraction. Okay? So you have a whole number and a fraction combined together. Okay? So how do we make that into a mixed number? You just simply divide. Do not use calculator for this because you will end up with a decimal. Okay? So you want to use just ordinary division. Okay? So what do? I take the numerator and divide it by the denominator. So what do I have? 1. 1 times 5 is 5 and 1. Okay? So what happens now? Let's assemble it. This is the whole number. Okay? This is your new numerator. And this is your denominator. The denominator never changes. See, if the denominator is 5, you will be sure in your mixed number, the denominator will also be 5. Okay? So let's do this. Whole number, there you go. Numerator, there you go. Denominator, there you go. So If you want to do it in order, see, whole number, numerator, denominator. So you start from the top and you make a circle, okay? Whole number, numerator, denominator, okay? And that is the answer. So let's go, and you see I even put it here. All you needed to do was to look at, the explanation again, okay? So let's do one problem here. So this one, what is the first step? I copy the dividend, okay? And then I change the the division sign to multiplication, and then I take the reciprocal. 4 over 8 becomes 8 over 4. Now you have a multiplication problem. So what's the answer? This becomes 24 over 20. Okay? So what is the simple form? So 24, numerator first, 20. Since it is an even number, okay, if you don't know the rules of divisibility, then just go by 2. So this becomes 12 and 10. Now both of them are even numbers, so I can still divide by 2. 6 and 5. Now 6 and 5, the only common factor is 1. So this is it. The highest common factor of 24 and 20 is 4. So I divided by 4, divided by 4 equals 6 over 5. Again, you will notice 6, there you go, 6. 5, 5. Okay? Now, this is an improper fraction. And remember, improper fractions need to be converted to mixed numbers. And how do we do that? We simply divide 6 divided by 5. Okay, numerator inside the house. 1 times 5 equals 5, 1. So how do we assemble? Remember, whole number, numerator, denominator. See, it's just like a circle. So we have whole number, numerator, and your denominator. Okay, one more time, whole number, oops, numerator, denominator. That's it. Okay, now do active thinking when you're working on this. It's not that hard, but you need to actively think about what you're doing. Okay, hope this helps you. Bye bye.